Welcome back, everybody, to the Lost Podcast of Titan, a father and son journey through our sci-fi series where we review, take a look, commentate, post-tate, tangent, go on a whim, sci-fi series and stuff, uniting generations. You know why you're here. I don't know why you're here, but you know why you're here. And you can let us know why you're here by emailing us at lostpodcastoftitan@gmail.com or telling us on our Facebook page or our Twitter or our YouTubes, because now I put us up everywhere except Pandora because Pandora wants us to have a bigger audience first, I guess. I really don't know what.
Well, at least we know that they're no longer here in the hopes of seeing shapely yeomen wander in and out of the bridge, because I think we've gone through that cycle by now.
There's not going to be any more yeomen?
Oh, there'll probably be yeomen, but...
and will they be shapely?
Well, they'll be shapely since they're on the Enterprise. I have yet to see an ugly woman in Starfleet, and I wonder if that's been a problem in recruiting. As I go off on a completely unusual tangent, but I don't think we see Kirk with an assigned yeoman again. More's the pity.
It's the end of an era then. You know, the unasked for, what do you call it? Back massages, that's right.
Yes. So Kirk's just gonna have to take pills or aspirin just like everyone else. Yeah.
Yep.
He's gone through his quota of back massages or yeomans that deliver personal attention.
Oh, is that what we're calling it now? Personal attention.
Well, I'm not exactly sure what the Starfleet official rating is for giving personal attention, quote unquote, to the captain, but I'm sure they've got that covered.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be watching Star Trek The Original Series episode Arena. That is right. You've been waiting for it. I've been waiting for it. I'm sure Papa's been waiting for it.
Yes.
Kirk versus a guy in a giant lizard rubber suit. Rubber lizard suit. There you go. That's much better. Let's see. So go ahead and put us on pause while you get to your favorite media or streaming service. Get to the episode. Go to the 00 mark. You know. And are you on the stream with me, Papa?
Yes.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. All right. Cool. So welcome back, and we'll go ahead and get this started in 3, 2, 1, play.
Oh, I figured it out. Kirk's uniform is worn in the same color scheme as the planet.
Well, it's supposed to be green. Like, I was looking into this earlier about the color shirts and all that shit, and apparently it's just how the film picked it up and how it was color corrected, and it's yellow for some reason. But actually, he's wearing a green shirt.
Yes.
But now all the shirts are yellow, like in real life cosplay. So, but why do they have the colony on the edge of nowhere, isolated and exposed? That seems dangerous.
Well, considering that its name was Cestus 3, I suspect that maybe these colonies were supposed to also serve as distant defensive outposts.
Well, they didn't really work that well this time, considering, what they're going to beam down into.
Well, one can't expect perfection all the time, even in Starfleet.
Yes, you can. That's the point of Starfleet. They got a barbecue pit back there.
It's a redress.
Also, Cestus 3 has been destroyed. Beam us up. Like, what the fuck are they doing?
But that is a redress of a classic studio set. I've seen it used before as Western forts, medieval castles, whatever a particular production needs. Here they just had to put up a few signs, a few interesting odds and ends, a lot of smoking craters, and hey presto, you've got a devastated planetary colony. I would have
It's got to
liked.
be an interesting job.
I would have liked to have seen how much of their budget went into redressing that particular set.
Well, it's probably all modular to make it really easy.
That's perhaps true.
But I mean, imagine that's your job. Like, what do you do? Oh, I just build these sets for, or redress these sets for studios for their productions. Like, we got another fucking western going on in a minute, so I got to throw up a saloon. The same fucking saloon.
Take away the globes and put up a saloon. The episode, based on a classic 40 some odd story by, just let me check, by the great Frederick Brown.
Oh yeah, Frederick Brown, he's awesome. Okay, cool.
Yank a little harder. Just why don't you?
I'm sorry, I've never heard of him. I've never heard of him.
Frederick Brown's 1945 short story.
Uh-huh. I'm sure his mother's very proud of it.
And they had to buy the story to be able to use this. Although a variation of this story also shows up in a classic Outer Limits episode. And it's a common theme.
Wait a minute, hold on. Let's see. Outer Limits episode based on the arena?
Fun and Games.
Fun and Games.
It's the
I'm
same.
not familiar with that one.
That's the one where the humans are transported to this planet where they're hunted by some lizard creature with a razor-sharp boomerang.
Huh.
It's a common theme in science fiction. Brown just managed to get more.
Being hunted by a razor-sharp boomerang lizard creature?
No, various races being put together to fight battles and such for the amusement of their otherworldly masters.
And he's done.
And I'm sure you were taught not to just stand up.
Also, how blind are these assholes that the one dude just moves forward 3 paces and suddenly he can see something?
To my opinion, the worst example of this sort of story was when Marvel Comics did their Contest of Champions, which was just all levels of atrocious.
Wasn't that just a poor man's secret war?
Yeah.
Did you hear me?
Yes, I heard you, and I said yeah.
Oh, okay. It was a delay. I was like, my point has struck home.
Oh, you're really proud when that happens, aren't you?
Well, yeah,
You've got a
it
chart.
proves that I'm right.
You've got a chart up in your room where you make note of all the times you get one over on me.
Actually, it's easier if I just make the chart on the days that I don't get one over on you. It's much more readable.
Chuckle, chuckle. I find it no end of amazing that central structure actually had a ruin left. I mean, they've bombed everywhere else in that courtyard.
And on top of that, also, I'm not exactly a mortar expert, but if they've been shelling this place long enough, they have the range down. The fact that they keep missing is, shocking. Or the fact that these structures are even still standing.
Loose cannons are told, fire without aiming. Oh.
No, you wanted a good meal. So
Really?
go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Yell at yourself on your own time.
On top of that, Cessus 3 has been destroyed. It's time to beam back up.
Well, Sulu's had to put up the screens, so they can't.
I mean, when they first beamed down.
Kirk would have looked around and said, something's not right here.
Yeah, seriously, fuck this shit. Oof.
And he gets there
sometimes he's just having fun, really.
Yeah, well, he got there without getting his shirt torn. Amazing.
No, let's be honest. He only gets his shirt torn when he's had his ab day at gym. Clearly, it's the Romulans. This is our first photon torpedo here.
I believe so.
Ba-doo, ba-doo.
So he probably didn't hear that, but
Oh, that's a good point. I was like, well, wait. Oh, yeah, he wouldn't, would he? Oh, but that comes in nice and clear.
yes. You heard it, people. We've been ordered to leave Captain Kirk behind. I'm in charge.
Notify Starfleet. Bring me my yeoman.
My back is
Make sure
bothering
she
me.
is shapely.
Strong
Make sure
fingers.
coffee. That's right.
And another one of those that'll bring me my meals.
Oh, you get multiple yeomen. I mean, I guess if you're the captain.
He's not good.
I'm sorry, you're supposed to lie when the patient is right there.
And conscious.
Oof.
Now, were the sound of the explosions duped in later, or because I would think if those blasts were really making that loud a sound, it would hurt their ears.
No, they're duped in later. Like, those are literally pops with some debris. But I'm actually curious what the actual debris is that they're shooting out. I mean, obviously it's not so dangerous because I'm fairly certain that, you know, the actors' agreements here was like, you're not going to kill me on purpose or on accident.
Please.
Please.
Now, I presume he's part of the tactical staff that was asked to beam down. So why is he in a science officer's shirt?
Because as a tactical officer, he knows strategy, and he knows not to wear the uniform that says "kill me." Because also, it occurred to me, like, if there's supposed to be tactical, there's also engineering. Red. Why do you want to be blatantly obvious? Didn't we learn this in the Revolutionary War?
Not quite. Actually, they're still alive. They're just waiting for the Enterprise crew to stand up.
If they had these available, why didn't they use them when their colony was being attacked?
I think it said they were being attacked from orbit.
Well, then why bother come down with mortar shells?
No, the mortar shells were part of the colony armory. That's where they got them from.
No. Okay,
yes,
all
yes,
right,
yes,
all right.
yes.
Let me try again.
Okay.
The Gorns, spoiler, these are the Gorns. The Gorns bombarded the planet, right?
Yes.
And then they beamed down, correct?
Correct.
And then they started shelling the colony when the Enterprise came down?
Correct. Or I've probably been in the process of shelling the colony even before the Enterprise beamed down. They were shelling to get rid of the stragglers or anyone left alive. They wanted a clean ruin to take over.
Yes, because everyone knows that mortar shells on the ground are much more effective than giant ship weapons from orbit. But why wasn't the colony using the fantastic blue rubber balls of doom to protect themselves?
Well, I think by the time, the initial bombardment was over, there weren't enough people in a condition of health to go to the armory. Had to wait until the Enterprise crew came down and they could, scurry about and get the mortar. Yes, here we are, Jeremiah and myself. We spend a lot of our time scooping up the poop that was left behind by the original writers and directors, filling in the
stuff
potholes.
that they didn't think anyone would notice. This is like Frederick Brown, like, look, Ma, I sold a story. These assholes bought the one with the lizard trying to eat somebody with a metal sharp boomerang. I'm going to sell it twice. There's another outfit that's wanting to buy it. I don't give a shit.
They need to film Brown's Martians Go Home. Brown also wrote this really great, really small story about when humanity builds this giant, sophisticated supercomputer. And the first question they ask is there a God? And a great big bolt of lightning comes down from the ceiling, melts the activation lever in the on position, and the computer reports, now there is.
Uh-huh. And so when do they unplug it? Because, I mean, I'm sorry.
Well, it may have been like Colossus. They just couldn't pull the plug on Colossus.
That's another one that's we're going to have to watch.
Yes. Ooh. Well, I think Spock may have been suggesting that they capture the Gorn vessel and take it and its crew back to Starfleet headquarters.
Well, that sounds like something that would be smart to do.
Yes. Which makes me wonder if you and I would be better Starfleet officers than these guys here. Which I know is blasphemy.
The answer is yes. Yes. As long as we have our yeoman assigned to us, I think we'd be all right.
Which means no yeomans.
Also, okay. Also, when you say this is no drill, that means whenever you don't say this is no drill, it's a drill. Which defeats the purpose of a drill.
Okay, now my head is hurting.
Okay, all right. Do you want the drill to be accurate of your crew's capabilities?
He would want the drills to be as accurate and well acted as possible. Once his crew at peak
there
efficiency.
has to be some drills that are not announced as drills, that they don't know it's a drill until they get, Kirk stepping in through the pull away wall once the Kobayashi Maru has failed.
Looking rather dramatic in doing so, I might add. But yeah, I see your point. I don't know why he had to remind his crew that this is not a drill unless he had some new people on board, including...
Or he's telling the audience that this is no drill.
Right. But apparently that we got another new navigator here, and so it was be a good idea to remind him.
And somewhere on this bridge is the salt vampire.
Yes.
Maybe it's Scotty. Scotty's been strangely quiet for now. I'm suspicious of Scotty. But then where's the real Scotty? Oh shit, that would be awesome. So it's like, okay, so you have the fake Scotty on the ship, and then on the intercom, Scotty comes in through engineering about, Captain, the warp capacitor is out of flux with the central alignment. It'll take 5 minutes, and everyone slowly looks at the salt vampire, who suddenly is the salt vampire, and he makes a mad dash for the turbo lift.
See, so the salt vampire would be clever enough not to assume the form of any major member of the crew, but like a very minor functionary, the guy who cleans the floors on the lowest deck of the ship.
I think it'll still be on the bridge. The salt vampire is a capricious creature who likes to exist just under the nose of those who are hunting it. So if it's not Scotty, it has to be one of the people around on the consoles that are not Uhura.
I would make a poor salt vampire because I could never be that capricious. You would make a good salt vampire.
The problem is we may have listeners who haven't heard our salt vampire episode.
Wow, well.
Ladies and gentlemen, your assignment, should you choose to accept it, is to go back to episode 3, I think? I think it's 3?
Yeah, episode 3 after...
Yeah, the man trap.
Actually, episode 1 after the pilots, but yeah.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean. Our episode 3. The real episodes. The only episodes that count are the Lost Podcast of Titan episodes. Here's another call to action. If you were a salt vampire, which crew member would you impersonate? Let us know at the Lost Podcast of Titan at gmail.com. Or wait, no, it's Lost Podcast of Titan at gmail.com. There is no the.
Write us if you
Because
also think
I forgot about the "the."
Write us if you also think that we're full of garbanzo beans.
Or if we're really pushing the email.
Well, there's a way of...
Shut up about the email. Rabble, 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 rabble.
We get an email saying, shut up about the email.
I got your email right here. Rabble, rabble, rabble. Beam us up. Oh, wait. No, never mind.
No, we can't. We're here already.
Well, I mean, he has to clue in eventually. Because I'm fairly certain another time in the series he'll beam down into a complete shithole and have to, again, not have the smart move of beaming back up immediately.
Let's see. The Apple, I think Private Little War.
Of course he would know exactly which ones.
Well, it's not hard. I mean, this kind of situation shows up in a lot of episodes, especially in second season. You get to the point where, why does Kirk even bother beaming down if he's going to want to immediately beam back up?
He's going to immediately beam back up. Oh, God. Which one was that one? Is it Private Little War where it's they're white on one side and black on the other?
No, you're thinking of Let This Be Your Last Battlefield, third season. A Private Little War
God,
is...
that's...
But it has
the one where the computers determine who gets killed and they all walk quietly into the disintegrator or something like that?
No, you're thinking of... the title has Armageddon somewhere in it. A Matter of Armageddon or like that. And we'll be getting to that in a few episodes.
What about the one where the giant cell slaps onto Spock's back?
That comes later on, and that is Operation Annihilate.
What about the one where the giant ice cream cone is traveling through the galaxy, destroying planets?
You know perfectly good and well that's the Doomsday Machine.
Yes, I know. I know.
Why do you torture me so? And yes, I know you're having
Because
loads of
it's
fun.
fun. Exactly. Yeah. If there's anything from our family that I've inherited is that, if I'm torturing you, it's because I love you.
I know, but it's like Daddy never died. I've got his reincarnation here.
Just don't call me Big Daddy.
No, I will not call you Big Daddy. I'll let Christina handle that.
Oh, yeah.
A hit, a most palpable hit.
Now I just got to get my cat on a hot tin roof, and it'll be set. See, why didn't Tennessee Williams sell a script to Star Wars if Richard Brown or whatever the fuck his name was could sell one with could sell one with a lizard eating? Like, I'm sure Tennessee Williams could have whipped up something in an afternoon.
Well, actually, his first published credit at the age of 14 was a science fiction story. I have not read that. Oh, God,
yet. Now I feel like a failure. Shit.
Oh, you feel like a failure. Oh.
Thank you.
Well,
See, so he knows sci-fi. That'd be kind of... Okay, so what would Tennessee Williams have as a Star Trek episode?
The closest I could think of would be Suddenly Last Summer, which made a really weird movie with Katharine Hepburn and Elizabeth Taylor in it, dealing with cannibalism and mental cruelty and stuff like that.
So it could be a failed colony episode.
True.
With Katharine Hepburn and Elizabeth Taylor. Oh, this flank is so stringy.
Now do Elizabeth Taylor.
Oh, Elizabeth.
Oh. Meanwhile, getting back to Arena here.
Oh, come on. We're all just waiting for him to get onto the planet and fight the giant lizard rubber green suit man. And we are a fair chunk into this episode with no fisticuffs against a rubber suit. I have no memory of what happens before. Like I know what happens after.
It doesn't say if the suit was rubber, but it did say that the suit had air vents to keep the wearer from being overheated.
Well, that's nice, compared to what the Tin Man in The Wizard of Oz, who was basically just given lead paint and he died several years later.
No, aluminum paint. Oh, it was. Well, no, they stopped doing aluminum paint. Buddy Ebsen was originally supposed to be the Tin Man, but he had a very bad reaction to all the aluminum that went into the makeup, and so they brought in the other actor. And my
bad
brain's
reaction
being
is a funny way to say dead.
He didn't die because he lived long enough to be in the Beverly Hillbillies. And Uhura, why did you scream like that?
Wasn't it the last episode where she was basically teleported instantly and made to learn a harpsichord?
And the Squire of Gothos, both Kirk and Sulu were zapped off the bridge.
Mm-hmm. Actually, that reminds me. So Squire of Gothos is the one where it's the baby Q. So then what the hell is the cat's paw?
Aliens. We'll see their we'll see their original appearance at the end of the episode. Jumping ahead.
Spoiler.
I don't suppose we could just all move closer and shake hands. No, I don't think not. Sharp-eyed viewers will notice that in the remastered version, the Gorn has had eyelids added to the overall effect.
Yep, they got a high school kid to kill an afternoon by adding it.
Very clever high school kid. I don't know if I would be able to do that.
I'm sure if you were a high school kid in today's day and age, you would have figured it out.
My stick is bigger than your stick.
Or just jog away, my dude.
Prepare to die, Earth scum. Zelda told me about
Also,
you.
I really hope they cleaned up all that junk in the background. I mean, they're ruining the pristine. Like, I understand he has to have the minerals to make his bazooka. Spoiler, but
now, if Kirk is able to move around smoothly in that gravity, that means that the Gorn should be actually moving about in slightly less gravity than it's accustomed to.
well, it doesn't mean it's going to be moving faster.
No. Well, true. Ooh.
Just keep running. What are you doing?
He's going to throw a rock. It worked with Gary Mitchell.
No, it didn't.
Well, he also had a
Who's
phaser
Gary
rifle.
Mitchell?
Where no man has gone before. The Silver
Oh,
Eyes.
that's right. That's right. Kirk's friend who became a god, per their contract in the original Star Trek first run of episodes, every other episode had to be, and somebody gains mental powers and becomes a god. And this is when you run. This is when you run. This is when you, Kirk, this is when you run.
The director
Kirk?
is out there with
Kirk.
a megaphone. Run!
Yeah.
Use the little legs of yours to gain some distance.
Like, seriously, look at him. Also, it doesn't make sense. So the aliens are going to destroy the ship of the losing captain anyway. So there's not going to be any net save of life. It's probably going to start a war anyway. They're not solving anything.
In the third season episode, The Savage Curtain, that will point will be kind of hammered home.
Are you sure it wasn't hammered home in the Apocalypse Protocol?
The Apocalypse Protocol?
The one where they were like walking into the disintegrators because the computer said they died.
I think that, I think Kirk did bring that up. A Taste of Armageddon, that's the name of the episode.
Ah, there we go.
Oh, there are sticks and big rocks.
Exactly, like, just outrun him.
Tire him out.
Like eventually the Gorn will get tired. McCoy, yeah.
You're not helping.
Like, what is he going to do? What are the options?
Spock says, well, let's try throwing you out the airlock and see if that gets a reaction from the Metrons.
Sure. Remember, I'm the captain now, and you're being insubordinate.
And that is the best look you're going to get at the Gorn starship, courtesy of the remastered effects. I'm sure
you could try sharpening like a piece of bamboo, or
I'm sure that's not
stick?
Part of the original vegetation over there. They may have. I think they put the bamboo plant.
Yeah, if they just toss that shit, they're like, all right, bamboo. Pooh. I mean, I'm serious. I hope they cleaned that shit up when they left.
Oh, I think they did. Well, someone's being busy. Someone's being clever.
Is he going to use the vine to haul a rock? Also, how convenient that all this raw minerals just happen to be scattered on the ground.
That device that Kirk is using will later surface as a translating device in the episode Metamorphosis.
What do you mean too small to be useful as a weapon? You can just take a rock and, I think the technical term is knacker it a little bit.
Go find another tree with bigger branches.
I wonder if the Metrons actually purposely put this shit here. Like, the planet had it, but they actually scattered it around on purpose like this.
To see, who connects the dots first.
Also, it's not like the Gorn is that hard to, he has no stealth capabilities, clearly.
Well, yes, we can just keep from growling and coughing every so often.
See, he has the right idea.
Yeah, see, Kirk, look, that guy is making a knife. Your ancestors, Kirk, did a lot in their family history, but I suspect that making fire was not one of them.
No, he's from, Nebraska?
Iowa.
Iowa, okay. They know how to make fire in Iowa.
They call it Iowa.
Also, no, I don't believe he's able to lift a rock that heavy. Like, what the hell are you doing?
He's just trying to push it over onto the Gorn.
Yes, and he's doing it by lifting it.
No,
See?
he's pushing it off the edge of the
Look,
cliff.
no, look.
I am looking. He is pushing it off the edge of the cliff.
I don't believe it.
I
My
believe
suspension
it.
of disbelief is shattered. Victory.
Actually, I'm surprised that he managed to hit the Gorn.
This is true. And this is when the Terminator music goes dun 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 dun. You're screwed.
No, I was thinking this is more like a Roadrunner episode.
Oh, beep beep.
And he makes a misstep and breaks his leg trying to get to the Gorn.
Oh, that would. Oh, look, he almost fell right there.
I was gonna say, quick, take the
Jesus
knife.
Christ.
So now you're gonna have to run a lot more now to get back your distance. I mean, I would have.
Well, it's not like it was difficult to run before. Oh, seriously? Kirk, seriously? Really? Oh, whoop, 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 whoop.
Yeah, superior human intelligence strikes again.
Uh-huh. So right now, the Gorn is like, he's kicking Kirk's ass.
Yeah.
Mentally and physically.
And we pause for a commercial.
Marlboro cigarette. Oh, wait. Actually, wait, was this during the time when the show actually did their own advertisements? So it's like, I remember the Flintstones had the cigarette commercials.
Yes.
Do you have the crew of the Enterprise kicking back with a Marlboro?
No. In fact, I don't ever seem to recall anyone smoking in Star Trek.
Or brewing coffee? When you're dealing with the Klingons and Romulans.
I cannot remember.
Folgers is what I need in my cup.
I cannot remember who was sponsoring Star Trek. Of course, if any of our viewers or listeners know, feel free to educate us at lostpodcastoftitan@gmail.com.
Ah, I have trained you well. Urgently desire a conference?
He's stretching. He figures maybe he can contact the Gorns directly.
That's because you were being stupid.
Well, it might be that yellow stuff might be that strange magnetic ore that caused him to split into two Kirks when he was beamed back up on that other episode. Oh, well, it's sulfur.
Yeah, I love how just having magnets does shit to the transporter, which makes it really comfortable using the transporter, let me tell you. Also, is sulfur really yellow? I don't think it is.
I believe it's naturally yellow.
Oh yeah, okay, it is yellow, isn't it?
All the sulfur I've ever
Fair
been
enough.
in contact with has been yellow. I managed to stay away in chemistry classes.
Ah, yes, your many days of handling sulfur.
Yes, in high school and grade school chemistry class. Back in the days when a child could get hold of a well-stocked laboratory home chemical kit, and one of the items included was a small bottle of sulfur.
Also, this is another advanced species that are doing the whole, you're going to die, make whatever peace with whatever gods you have left. Or then again, the First Federation was kind of joking around about it.
Yeah. Oh. Gee, really? We haven't stopped to think about it.
Also, why is Scotty just hanging out on the bridge when he should be in the engineering trying to get power to the ship?
Well, he's trying
He
to
should be
work,
miracle working or something.
and there's an engineering console up there. But yeah,
And there's Captain Pike pretending to be a helmsman, and I see you there. Look at that. It looks like Captain Pike.
he snuck.
Are we
back
sure
on,
he didn't come back as a helmsman?
He snuck back on board. Oh, maybe he is back as a navigator, and that's the Telosians producing an illusion that he's not injured.
So I'm not crazy. That does look like Captain Pike.
Well, I think a lot of male Starfleet officers tend to have the same kind of physiognomy and hairstyle and stuff like that.
Physiognomy?
Overall appearance.
There you go.
Gracious. Education in America, I swear.
Uh-huh. This is what your taxes paid for, or lack thereof.
Oops, well, I take it back about you being an oversized iguana. Well, I have my doubts about the quick.
And you think Federation would be more careful about just, establishing colonies in other people's territory?
Thoroughly explore the area of space before you go around setting up colonies.
Exactly.
There you go.
Okay, so no, they didn't explore shit. They just put a colony there.
I mean, send some unmanned probes or something out into the area.
Seriously. Or maybe ask the locals, hey,
Hey, is it
who's
part
the
of your
big boy
space?
on the block? And they find the Gorns are all learning Klingonese. Ooh, a Gorn-Klingon alliance.
Ooh.
Crushing the Federation, and the Federation's only hope is to form their own alliance with the Romulans. Next season of Star Trek Discovery.
Ah.
Oh, yeah, I think they're in the far future now, so whatever. Also, Spock, stop being cryptic and just explain what it is you're impressed by to the rest of the people on the bridge.
He's going to hang himself.
You see, Doctor, he's making a bazooka. Oh, thank you, Spock.
It has been suggested that when we move out into the planets, one of the things we take with us is bamboo, and grow bamboo on alien planets. Has a variety of uses, and it replicates.
Right.
He can tell that's potassium nitrate from where he's sitting on the bridge.
Don't they have access to sensors? I thought it was only like their the weapons and engines that were depowered.
If I was the Metrons, I would have taken out the sensors as well. We can't have these Gorns and Federation people getting too frisky.
Actually, wait, no, it's not. What you said the hardest substance was the shield plating on the asteroid
Cast
in
rubidium,
Balance of Terror.
hardest known substance. That was the hardest known substance to Federation science. This is the hardest known substance in nature.
Also, I'm fairly certain even back in the 1960s there were harder substances than diamonds.
Not precisely.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I'm saying no.
I'm saying yes.
Well, better come up with some proof then before the end of this episode, or you're going to be left hanging in the breeze. Hark! Do I hear fingers on a keyboard somewhere?
Substances harder than diamonds. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, he's make it a bazooka. Spoilers alert. Anyway, diamonds. There we go. 6 materials on Earth harder than diamonds.
Are they naturally occurring?
Let's see. Hold on.
They are not naturally occurring, and they were not available in the 60s.
Wurtzite boron nitrate.
That was not developed in the 60s.
The Lunsdolite.
What?
Diana.
Whatever you're trying to pronounce, it was not available in the 60s.
Bucky paper. Graphene. There you go. See, plenty of shit stronger than a diamond. And I can only pronounce one of them.
I wonder if those eyes are faceted. Like, does he have sort of like an insect's vision?
Kind of, but I think it's more along the lines of he can see thermal vision. I mean, if he's a lizard...
That is true.
Uh-huh. Like, I don't see how it does anything other than go whoosh when he puts it to the bazooka, because there's no backing to it, unless he filled it with, Okay, he did fill it with something.
Corbin, my man, I have no fire.
Corbin, my man, I've got no fire. I mean, I quit. Do you smoke?
Or along with a phase... Ooh, kapow. Or along with a phaser, if I was going to beam down on an alien planet, I would also take along some kind of personal survival kit that would have like a heating element or something.
They probably didn't allow it.
Die, Godzilla.
Go, yo. Godzilla.
And the Gorn's going, sucker!
Stabby.
Well, okay, when the Gorns show up, couldn't they have just said, what are you guys doing here on our planet?
That's not part of their culture, clearly.
Oh.
Also, I like how his leg magically healed itself.
Oh, and like a chameleon, the Gorn can disguise itself.
It's a tall vampire! Run! Oh, Jesus Christ, no.
Well, no, not quite Jesus Christ. This is something different.
Yes. Earth years.
Amazing. You don't
Stop
look
this
older
bullshit.
than 912.
Thank you. And I hope you get can we do a culture exchange and show you what, pants are, maybe, or shoes? Oh. Or do you want to be a K-pop singer? Is that it? Actually, I shouldn't joke. There's probably a K-pop group called the Metrons. So
Well, there was a 80s group called the Mekons.
sometimes I think the '80s just were an illusion. Also, are there stars like around him? Is there like a
There was a
how do they?
they're little animated thingies.
Okay, and it didn't look like they were painted on. It looks like someone was shimmering, holding up a transparent cloak and just shimmying it a little bit.
Apparently, the Metron's influence doesn't extend beyond their solar system.
Yeah, so this is how many species of complete overpowering aliens that they just run into and
Let's
never see again?
Telosians, Thasians, Metrons.
I mean, yeah, you think if the Dominion War or the Borg were, that much of a threat, they could have gone and go, look, I know you like hanging out here, but do you really want to be assimilated?
Or something like, you really guys really don't like violence occurring in your neighborhood? Well, we got some news for you. Oh, so they are going to go back and pick up the
Okay.
medical group.
Why wasn't the doctor with them?
They wanted a real physician on the ground.
Also, for a crew of 400 or something, and they have 30 medical professionals? Holy crap. Or do you think maybe it's like they have medical backgrounds, but they're also astrologers, physicists, that sort of thing?
I'm sure I could find out if I took the time. The breakdown of how many medical personnel were part of the complement of a Constitution-class starship. Well, the Metrons washed his face for him.
Mm-hmm. Da, 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 da. Okay. I'll go ahead and stop that. Yeah, so that was Arena. The classic Arena.
I give it an A.
Yes, I give it an A minus.
Oh, so your
Even-
estimation has gone down in the interim.
Well, I mean, I liked it. It's a good Star Trek episode.
Yeah, well, I'm remembering reminding myself that you're a hard person to please.
Exactly. Which means that my praise is rarer and thus more valuable.
It's unique. That doesn't necessarily make it valuable, although I personally value your opinions.
Oh, thank you. I value your opinion too. Especially when, we come to the original writer who managed to sell a script twice to two separate TV production companies and thought he could get away with it.
I think
What's up?
it was a bit more complicated than that.
No, I think he pulled a fast one over. As a matter of fact, hold on. So Paramount did Star Trek. Who did Outer Limits? ABC. Yeah, he totally. Yeah, and it's in the same time period. He totally just sold the same script to two separate studios.
Well, if you can get away
He pulled the
with it,
fast one over them.
I'm sure the people who did multiple versions of the Three Musketeers or something like that had to pay someone a
No, they don't.
little bit extra.
Three Musketeers is public domain.
Okay, I need to use another example here.
Yeah, try, please.
Oh, we got time?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Well,
Let's see. Frederick Brown. Born in Cincinnati, blah, 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 blah. Let's see. Martians Go Home. The Hobbyist. Short Stories Arena. Only mentions the fact that it was a Star Trek adaptation later on. And also adapted into Marvel Comics. It's interesting. Doesn't mention any of his Outer Limits work.
well, that may not have been. Hold on, I'm having to. Well, anyway, first off.
Oh,
to
wait, here we
answer-
go. Hold on. Popular literary influence. His short story Arena was a con job sold to two separate studios at the same time. Described by Philip K. Dick as the world's greatest con. Harlan Ellison threw back his head and declared he was the victor over the TV wars. I've never seen a man sell more than one script to one studio at the same time. It's a new paradigm. Anyway, you were about to say?
To answer an earlier question, according to the information I have at my disposal here, Constitution-class starships had 3 doctors, 1 chief surgeon, and 72 laboratory technicians who I don't think they were all involved in the medical department, but...
No, but I'm wondering if, like, in an emergency, they could just, the tricorder says do this, and as long as it's not a serious injury, they're able to work it out.
Yeah, you can have someone take a medical tricorder and just bumble along. In fact, didn't they do that on Star Trek Voyager? Not Harry Kim, who's the smart mouth on Voyager who piloted the ship? Tom Paris. He ended up being the hologram's assistant when Kez went off on her little own.
Huh. Oh, well, let's see what we have next episode. Tomorrow is yesterday. A black star sends the Enterprise back in time to the 1960s Earth before they can turn back. The crew must destroy all evidence of their visit. So it's let's film another episode in the back lot of Paramount. But I think it's the first official time travel episode, isn't it?
Yes. Well, no,
Okay.
Wait just a moment. When they escaped in the Naked Time, when they escaped the shrinking or disappearing planet, and Scotty had to cold start the engines, it threw them back roughly a couple of days into the past.
Yeah, but that doesn't count. I'm talking about full on. We're going back to the 1960s Earth. Always 1960s Earth. Don't look at it. Don't think about it too hard.
Well,
What,
no, the story took place on 1960s Earth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking at this here. The Outer Limits episode, Fun and Games, have elements in common with Arena. The 1944 short story by Frederick Brown on which the Star Trek episode is based. It may have inspired the screenwriter Spreck's story, but Stefano claims he has not read it.
He's a liar. Harlan Ellison would have sued him, taken him to court, demanded credit.
Well, I think if anyone was going to sue Stefano, it would have been Frederick Brown.
No. Harlan Ellison would have sued it. He would have figured out a way. It was clearly a ripoff of his story, Soldier. I mean, it's a battle. It's a wasteland with 2 separate combatants trying to fight each other. Clearly, it's a ripoff of Harlan Ellison's Soldier. It's more of a ripoff of Soldier than Terminator was of Soldier. So there you go.
Even if there was a slight chance of that being the case, I couldn't see Ellison making more than one trip or so to that particular well. At each point, even a Los
Depends how much water was in it.
I mean, even a Los Angeles lawyer would say, "Harlan, go home. Write another Hugo Award-winning script,
And go ahead and direct another or write another Oscar."
Yeah, exactly.
I'll have to actually watch that movie and see how bad it actually was.
If you really want to, I think a better example of Harlan Ellison's work being brought to the big screen, the movie A Boy and His Dog, which was a adaptation of his classic short story.
Yeah, but he seemed too proud of that one, so yeah, well. But we'll go ahead and call it there, and see you next time, ladies and gentlemen.
And you people take care and behave. And don't forget to read Frederick Brown's short story Arena.
Or read a good book instead.
Like Arena.
Or a good book.
Like Martians Go
Any
Home.
book.
Yeah, read. Just read, okay?
We'll see you next time.
Next time.